Hello guys, what is up? Today I'm going to be doing a squad update video. So right here, you guys can already see the whole starting lineup, but I'm going to actually go over everything else as well. So here is the starting rotation. We have first 99 Ron Guidry. This card, he's pretty decent. I just don't get him that much. Like, I never really land on this card, but when he does decent a lot of the time. 93 hit per 9 is really nice. 99 break, you can definitely feel it. So yeah, that's a pretty good card. 99 Bob Feller, don't use him because he's not that good, honestly. Vita Blue, definitely a contender for best pitcher in the game. I mean, he really is. He doesn't even have a slider, but this card just mows people down. His changeup, really tough to pick up, and yeah, this card can get up to, I believe, 98 miles an hour, maybe even 99. Yeah, just a really great card. I've used him a lot. Tim Lincecum, I've only had 2 starts with him, and he's done well in both of them. So far, I think this is going to be a pretty good card, and I'll probably just keep using him if he keeps doing decent. His base fastball is around 95, and he has a really nice sinker. His 12-6 curve is just nasty. The slider, you don't get a bunch of break on, but overall, this card is really good, too. There's also 98 Felix Hernandez, who we have, and this card is hit or miss a lot of the time. He either has an amazing start or he kind of struggles, and when he struggles, you have to take him out right away, or this card is just going to get absolutely lit up out there. So, this card is decent. A couple other guys in here, I don't use either one of these guys. Doug Drabeck, definitely not using him. Syndergaard and Trevor Bauer, both decent too. The only issue with Syndergaard is only 72 hit per 9, and it makes it easy for players to make contact off of him. And Trevor Bauer, same kind of issue, 76 hit per 9, but I think Trevor Bauer might potentially be better just because he has 98 break. Noah has 76 break, so I don't know. Both these cards are actually really good though, except I don't know, Trevor Bauer might actually be better, but honestly, a card I think it's better than all 2 of those cards. This card is better. This card is amazing. Like, all the stats that need to be good are good on this card, and the ones that don't matter are pretty bad. So 88 hits per 9, 92 K per 9, bad walks per 9, bad home run per 9 doesn't matter. Clutch is nothing special. 57 control, 66 velo, so he doesn't throw the hardest, but he has 92 break, and the slider, changeup, and curveball, all 3 of those pitches are just great, so he's good against righties too. Just a really great card, and I recommend you use him. Like, he's very cheap on the market now. Just a really nice card. Moving on to the bullpen, Andrew Miller. Don't use him. Don't mind using him. I just have so many lefties that I can't even find a spot in my bullpen for Andrew Miller. 93 Calvin Herrera. I use this card. Sometimes I switch him out with the Ken Giles card. Not too much to say about this card. He's just pretty good. Same here with the Ken Giles. Like I said, this card's also really good. I get switch around between the 2, but I'd probably say Calvin's just a little better because he has more pitches. Oops. Now we have, sorry about that, 91 overall postseason Charlie Morton from 2017. And the main reason I have this card in my bullpen is 74 stamina. And a lot of the time I find myself taking out my starting pitcher very early in the game. And overall, this card is really good. I mean, he throws heat. He gets up to 99. I think he may get up to 100 sometimes too. And I mean, he has kind of unique pitches, but they work really well. So that's just a really good card. And then I have another long reliever, 90 overall postseason from 2017, David Price. And this card's really good as well. 92 velo, 78 break. His pitches, not the best. I wish that 2-seam was a 4-seam. But, this is a pretty good card. I like him too. So I have 2 long relievers in my bullpen, Morton and David Price. I also use Betances. The Darren O'Day is decent, but I use the Betances card because, we all know Betances is a beast. Even after being downgraded, he's still really good. K-Rod, I sometimes switch this card out with other cards, but K-Rod's pretty good. From what I've seen, a lot of people say he's not that good, but that sweeping curve is absolutely nasty. 93 Felipe, I don't find myself using this card that much, surprisingly. When I do use him, I mean, he's fine. I just don't use him as much because I'd way rather use Aroldis Chapman, because obviously he throws, I think they throw about the same, but I just feel more comfortable with Chapman for some reason. And I think people just get more intimidated when they're facing Chapman. So Chapman's a beast in the bullpen. Alright, and then in the starting lineup, our first And only diamond catcher or gold right now is Joe Mauer. This card is very, very great. I'm just going to go over his stats a little bit. 49 home runs already, you can tell. So, I mean, he hits home runs. 35 Ks. 342 batting average. I want to see his splits real quick just to kind of show you. So only 3 homers against lefties and 46 against righties. So you'll notice a huge difference because the power, obviously. And where's the average? I'm gonna look at the splits for average. So versus righties 380, versus lefties 278. So that's something you notice with this card. Versus lefties he's not too great. Versus righties he's a beast though. And I think part of it is me actually doing bad in the lefty-lefty. Like he still has 97 contact and 58 power, which is not horrible. Like there's players with a lot worse, and he still has 92 vision. So this card is an absolute beast. If you don't have him, I recommend you get him. We don't use any of the first baseman primary position. We have Jackie Robinson. We don't use this card either. He's not a bad card by any means, but I mean, I don't know. I just don't hit too well with him. If you look at his stats, they're pretty good, but I just don't know. I just can't hit with this card for some reason. So I do not use Jackie Robinson. Ian Kinsler, I used to use this card, but sometimes I feel like, I don't know. Versus lefties, 70 contact, it looks more like 65. This Ian Kinsler card is a beast, but I don't know. I just have cards I'd rather use there. We use Miggy on the bench just because he's maxed out against lefties. And even though he has a lot of topspin, I still like Miggy. David Wright, we start him at third base because, I mean, versus lefties, it's a GG. I mean, this card has the compact swing too, two-handed compact swing. Versus righties, he still hits very well. Let's look at his stats. He's got a 337 average, 21 bombs. I want to look at his splits a little bit. 318 against righties and 375 against lefties. That's exactly what his averages should be versus those sides. And let's see his home runs. I probably already skipped past that. Where's the home run splits? I don't know where the home run splits are. Home run lefties, 12. Home runs against right-handed pitchers. I don't even know where that's at. I'm probably skipping right past it. Home runs, no, that's right next to it. Home runs versus righties is only 9, and he faces righties way more. So you can tell versus lefties, his card is insane. Eddie Matthews, I'm really disappointed that I don't use this card, but he has so much topspin that whenever I pull the ball, this card is just a line-out machine. Whenever I go opposite field with this card, you see all the power. You see the 97 or 99 power when I take the ball to opposite field, but just not when you pull the ball with that card. Brooks Robinson, really like this card. David Wright's been cooling off a little bit lately, and if he continues to cool off even more, I'm going to have to put Brooks Robinson back in here, because this card is still really good. 329 average, 444 home runs. Yeah, 14 home runs against left-handers, and 30 of them are against righties. So he hits home runs against righties too. I think that's pretty even for like his at-bats and stuff. So pretty good card there. 94 Turner, don't use him. Buddy Bell, you know, I don't really care about those cards. They're not very good. Ripken, this card's a beast now. He used to suck, but now I got my average up to 332 with 41 bombs. But I have had Ripken for a very long time, so that's not really crazy to have 41 home runs. This Jimmy Rollins card, just got him. Love him. He's very good. He has like balanced splits for a switch hitter, and yeah, overall this card's really good. I wish his arm strength was just a little higher, because sometimes when you got someone really fast running down the line and it's in the hole, he has no chance at getting them. But like when Ripken would get him out. On the bench we have Lou Brock, just because he kills right-handed pitching, and he has 99 speed and 97 stealing. We all know that. Michael Brantley, another card that I just seem to rake with. I love this Michael Brantley card so much. He has speed and he can steal. And then here's the most stacked position I have, center field. We've got Griffey, and this card is really just amazing. He doesn't have the best swing animation. I've had him for a very long time. I think he's been the guy I've had on my team for the longest, that I've kept. in there. 373 average, 119 homers. I mean, he's just a monster. I love Ken Griffey Jr. in this game. You can feel the 99, 96 power. Just a great card. We just recently picked up Mike Trout. 378 batting average, 6 homers. I really like him so far, but here's the only issue. In just 74 at-bats, he already has 11 strikeouts. So he strikes out a lot, but, I mean, when you make solid contact with him, you know, he's just can't be stopped. Trout is very, very good. Carlos Beltran, I would say he's my favorite card on the team. 367 average, already has 52 bombs. What can I say? I mean, all of them, not all of them, most of them are against righties, because he faces righties a lot more. But this card is just an absolute machine. If you don't have Beltran and you have some tickets to spend, pick him up for sure. We've got George Springer. 75 contact with 61 vision is not the best. So what I like to do is just have him off the bench against lefties, because then the 88 contact is enough to bring up his, or to make it look like he has a bigger PCI. So George Springer, you know, a really good card, but versus lefties is where he really shines. He's only batting 302, so he's not having a crazy average or anything. But this card's pretty solid. And then the final spots, right field, Dave Winfield. Don't know what I think. 380 average, I guess. Didn't know it was that good, but I think my average like 426 against righties, only 292 against lefties. Wait, okay, I got that backward. That's kind of weird if you look at his actual stats. This is just a really weird and inconsistent card, in my opinion. But I keep him on the bench because he actually does pretty well off the bench for me. Reggie Jackson, this card is a beast. 321 average, 19 bombs, and yeah, he is just very good. So here's what the starting lineup looks like again. Actually, I forgot to show my creative player. He has 99 everything, and we throw him at second base. And that is the squad update video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys later on. Peace out.